Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing overstay here in the Kingdom of Thailand. We're discussing this in the twilight of the amnesty as we are looking at the amnesty coming to an end and folks being sort of thrown out of status and possibly ending up in an overstay situation. A recent article from the Bangkok Post print edition on Monday, September 21, 2020. Article is titled, "Tourists Face Arrest, Jail for Overstaying." Quoting directly, more than 150,000 foreign nationals need to have their tourist visas renewed by September 26th or face a charge of overstaying, warned Police Colonel Pakpong Sai Ubon, deputy spokesman of the Immigration Bureau. Quoting directly from him, overstaying the tourist visa is punishable by both a jail term and fine under the Immigration Act, he said, adding the offenders would also be deported to their countries of origin. Now, quoting further here, just one other thing I think I had to mention. Quoting further, the source added, and they quote another source in here, the source added some stranded tourists might also take up employment illegally as a means of gaining financial support and refrain from contacting their respective embassies. So the point I'm trying to make with respect to this is that, and there's a lot more in that article. Again, I urge you to check that out. Tourists face arrest, jail for overstaying. There's a lot of information in there about this. But I wanted to convey the urgency to folks. If you haven't gotten into lawful regular status here in Thailand before the amnesty is ended, if you can do so, please do so for your own sake. You're doing yourself a huge favor. Thai immigration is serious about overstay. They've made that clear these past going on 5 years now. And I've stated this in other videos, it is not so much considered an administrative state function as it once was. More and more now, it's being viewed much more in a law enforcement framework. And as I've said before, there seems to have been a paradigm shift with respect to this inside of immigration insofar, well, even above immigration, at a policy level in Thailand, when it comes to the attitude toward immigration, especially immigration violations. So the thing to take away from this video is overstay is going to happen presumably post-amnesty, because folks that aren't in a visa status are going to be in overstay at that point. And this is critical, I think. Immigration has just as many, if not more, officers on staff as they've always had. And over the years, they've actually added officers, especially in the enforcement and the inspection apparatus within their organization. So they have the personnel, they have the resources. And bear in mind, especially in the short term, presumably, after this amnesty is lifted, there's not a lot of people coming into Thailand. So they don't need those resources that generally or routinely are at immigration checkpoints checking people into the country, because they're not letting anyone into the country, not in any great numbers as they normally do. This frees up resources in other areas, and enforcement and inspection and investigation, I suspect, are probably going to be reinforced in terms of manpower for those activities. So if you can keep from going into overstay, please do so, because I do not think immigration is going to be anything like a pushover when it comes to inspection of possible overstayers and enforcement of the penalties associated with overstay in Thailand.